So I've started recording. So this is about how to apply transitions to your slides, guys. See, let's say you have, pretty much worked on your slides, and then you want to add transitions. Transitions are some special effects given to the slides, okay? So that, either when you're playing it on any given presentation that you want to provide, or if it is an unattended presentation, so you want to see that the slides change automatically and with some style and special effect, you will use these transitions. So you have to go to transitions tab here. Okay, here again, expand this by clicking on the arrow given. You have three different types of transitions. So in this, subtle, exciting, and dynamic content. Subtle is the most used one, I can say. It looks a little professional and not too much of complex animations or the transitions are given here. So it's quite simple. Let me show you that. See, now I apply this. It just gets applied. Can you see the transition? See, once you apply the transition, you can see there is a star symbol on that particular slide. So I applied this wipe transition on this slide, and you can see a star mark on that. Now, if at all you want to preview this transition that you have applied, click on it and you can see how it is being viewed for that particular slide. So now let me show you another category of transition. So let's take another slide for that. These transitions are applied on the entire slide, guys. Okay. So let's say I want to give peel off. See, these are a little complex transitions. And you can also use this. See? But it's not recommended to use these exciting transitions a lot in your presentation. So it makes it unprofessional, or to be frank, it looks silly if you use too many transitions in your presentation. So here and there and wherever you feel important to give a special effect, then you choose this. Okay, and yeah, of course, what kind of transitions that you use, it defines like with what subject are you, taking here to present the data. So let's say this dynamic content. Let me take another slide for that. I'll choose this. See, I'll apply dynamic content. See, this dynamic content will actually get applied on the data that is present, content of your slide. It doesn't change the background and those things. It's kept constant. Only the content, the entire content of this slide is given this transition. This is dynamic content. Let me give this. See, the background remains the same. Only the content is given the transition. So if these are the transitions available, you also have some effect options that you can choose from this menu. Now we have given this pan transition to this particular slide. Now how exactly, in which direction, or you want to customize it, then you go for effect options. Choose this. Say you can choose in which direction it has to work. So it's from top, bottom, left, or right. So for a particular transition, see, for each transition, there will be a different effect options depending on what you have chosen. See, for this, we have only two type of effects that can be given. But if you choose this one, you have four different types of effects. So it all depends on your choice over here. And if I say I want it from right, so from right, it will pan over. You can also choose to provide sounds along with your transition. Again, uh, don't use it for all the slides. It looks very silly or unprofessional. So see where you want to give a surprise element to the audience. So at that point of time, you can go for the sound effects. Let's say, okay, so I'll use this. I have used this sound. So let me play it again. Were you able to hear that sound? Let me choose another one. Let's say a camera flash. So likewise, you can also choose for how long this transition has to take place. You can choose the duration in this area. So based on your preference, whether you want the transition to be longer or shorter, you can choose the duration. Now suppose I want to reduce the duration time over here. It's 1.1 minute 30. So 1.3, I'll just say zero point 0.5. I want it to be faster. Now let me play it again. It's quite fast. So you can choose from here this duration part, and you also have option as advancing the slide. So usually while you present, either the presentation waits for you to use the buttons, arrow buttons, or space bar, or let's say a mouse click. Only if you do that, the slides change. You can actually use this option to advance the slides, that is, change the slides automatically. So these options are used for presentations which are unattended. That is, you are not there, it's just being played in the backdrop of an event, or let's say you are into some mm, sales conference or something like that, and you want your product presentation to go on repeatedly in the loop. And even there you can choose to give this advance the slide. So the slides keep advancing all by themselves. So you have to remove the checkbox, I mean deselect the checkbox on mouse click, and you can use this to say after how many minutes or how many seconds you want the slide to advance all by itself. You can set the time here. So I want after 10 seconds, so I'll give this. So the slide will be present on the screen for 10 seconds and it will advance all by itself. So again, now suppose I want to apply all these changes that I made to the slide to be applied for every slide that I have. I can use this. But if you say apply to all, whatever transition that you have provided, and the sound, the duration, and also advancing slide time, everything is applied to all the slides within this presentation. So be careful. So only if it demands, or you have some option of that kind to show all the slides in the same pattern, then you say apply to all. Otherwise it's not required. Okay, this is only a time saving option. If you want the same transition and timing and these things have to be applied to all the slides, you're going to choose this apply to all. Now suppose you don't wish to keep a particular transition, you don't want it on a given slide. Let's say you choose the slide, okay, you see the preview. So now I don't want this transition to be applied on the slide. I don't want any transition to be given. So you can quickly go choose the slide which has it, and you can choose none over here. Now when you choose none, you can see the transition on that slide is removed. So there's no preview or no star mark here. So you don't see any change here in the transition. So its slides just change to another slide as simple as we change it without any transition. But the next slide has a transition. Let me show you that. See, with the sound. So these are the changes that you can apply on the slides by using transitions, sound, setting a duration for how long the transition should be applied on it. And also you have an option to advance those slides without a mouse click, or if it is an unattended presentation, it is going to change it all by itself. So clear with the transitions part, all of you?
If you want to select all the slides for the transition one at a time, so which one we have to select?
The one at a time, or you want to apply the same transition to all the slides?
For same transition to all the slides.
In that case, you just have to choose apply to all. Let me remove the sound. I'll say no sound because it's quite annoying to hear the same sound for all slides. And let the duration be as it is. I'll give on mouse click. I'll remove this. Now I'll say apply to all. Now you can see here in the navigation pane, all slides have that star symbol. And suppose I run this, I choose to see that in the slideshow mode. So either press F5 or you could choose from here. I'll run the slideshow. See, so the same transition is applied to all the slides.
I
Okay.
got it. Thank you.
And to remove the transitions from all of them, again, you need to select all the slides. See, I just selected one of them. I used Control A, which will select all the slides, and just say none over here. In the transition tab, just go choose none. So transition on all slides are removed at once. Okay, this is how to apply it and also remove the transition. So wherever you don't feel it's appropriate to keep it, you can remove the transition from there. Okay, the next part that I wanted to teach you is managing the slides. So I have already told you, introduced these options to you while explaining the screen layout of the PowerPoint. But let me explain you in detail so how we are going to use it. See, we know this area, the pane that you see on the left hand side is a navigator pane where you can navigate to different slides by choosing them. And this area is the presenter area, this presentation area where you see the slide, its content, design, all those things. And to manage it, so we have few views that we discussed. That is the normal view, slide sorter, reading view. So I was telling you that normal view is by default what we see, and we use it to edit the presentation. Slide sorter is supposed to be allowed, it allows you to rearrange your slides in the way that you want. Now I have, see, in slide sorter you can see all the slides in the thumbnail version. So all the slides are arranged here. Now I want, let's say, this and the other slide. I hold shift and select these two slides. I want these two to appear after, let's say, so in the end over here. So they are sorted now. So it is in the same this thing topic, but I want the arrangement to be different. I can rearrange the slides like this. So that's the advantage of the slide sorter. And so I was telling you about the reading mode also. See, this lets you preview your slide in the enemy, which expands it to the entire screen. and it also lets you navigate. You can see some buttons on the right hand side over here. To advance to the next slide, you can just click on it and it will take you to next slide. It only allows you to preview, guys. It doesn't allow you to edit anything over here. This is to preview your slides even before presenting them to the audience. So you want to look at the content, then you're going to choose this. So to go back to this normal view now, so there are other options provided in PowerPoint presentation that to prepare yourself for presenting. Okay, even before you present, you would like to prepare well. So you want some guidelines or let's say some reminders which will help you at the time of presenting it. So those things can be given in the notes section. Let's say I choose this. Okay, I want some points to be included in the notes section. Let's say if it is not visible, the notes section is not visible, then click on it. See, this is to enable and disable it. Now you just pull the edge of this slide and minimize it. So you can start, typing the notes right here. Notes section of Samsung. So likewise, you can, add lines which will actually remind you what to speak there. So the next, I'll be showing you how to present it and how these things will be helping you to present it. Okay, and also taking printouts and those things. So as of now, so these note sections are used for that purpose. Were the points which you cannot include in the slide, which is only for your purpose. You want to prepare for these presentations, and you have some pointers to remember. All that you can include in the notes section. You also have in the view tab, if you go here, you have an option notes page. You can click on it. You can see, you can also add notes over here directly. So along with the slide, you get to see the notes that you are going to give over here. So it will display and you can edit right over here. You have an option to print these notes also, note pages as well. So you can see the note section for all the slides given here. So if you want to go back, there is another option known as outline view. I had discussed about this as well. Select it. This is another advantage. See here, it lets you view the content of these slides right here in the pane. So this is known as outline view. It outlines all the content of your slide, and it also allows you to quickly edit it if you want. See now here, if I want to just say new version, so it gets added here. The advantage is you can see the content of all the slides at one place here in the outline, and you will also know the flow of your content. Now, instead of looking at each slide or navigating to every slide and seeing that, so just by looking at the outline, you know what content is here and what content is in the next slide, these things. So this is the use of the outline view. And while printing, you also have an option to print only the outline of the entire presentation. So that also I'll be teaching you. And the next thing is how, if I have to organize, if I have many slides, let's say, instead of, you know, navigating to each slide and, suppose I want to look at only Nokia products now. So I'll have to scroll down so much just to go to that section of those slides. I know I have arranged it well, but to just get the slide that I require immediately, it would be difficult when I have too many slides. So I have almost around 24 slides, you can see in the status bar. So I have to scroll down and check for each of them and then choose the slide that I want. Instead, see, we have an option known as adding a section. So you have to first choose where exactly you want to add a section in your presentation. Choose the first slide of your section, go to this home tab, and here in the slides group you get to see section. Click on it, add section. Now you can see an untitled section is provided and it will immediately give you a window to rename that section. Now here I'll name it as Samsung. Let's see. Okay. Next, I'll move down. I'll add few more sections depending on the data that I have arranged. So the next one. So for the next section, I choose this as the first slide. And again, go here, add section. So you can rename this one as well. Nokia. And so rename. We are going to add another section. Choose this again, add section and rename it. Now, once we are done with it, you can collapse all the sections at once. So you have an option here, collapse all. All those slides are grouped together into different sections and you can just choose whichever section you want to and pick the slides from there for use. Okay, so this is the advantage of adding the sections. So you look more organized and it is easier for you to find the slides that you want to work on. And this default section is something which doesn't belong to any section that you have given. So that goes to the default section. This is the title slide that we have. So I have not grouped it. So it is taking it as default section. Suppose I want to remove a particular section, let's say, just have to click on that section. You go here and say remove section. So it will remove only that section. And it is, you can see it is included in the default section now. Since I haven't named it, it is going to get added to default section. And suppose I want to remove all sections that I have done, just go here, say remove all sections. It will remove all sections at once. So this adding sections is for organizing your slides into, groups. So 4 to 5 slides explain about the same topic. You want to group it and keep it aside. So that is known as keeping the slides dividing your slides into different sections. Okay. So these are the things that PowerPoint provides us to manage all the slides and their content and these things. Okay, are you all clear with it? Managing the slides. Do you have any doubts here? Yes, no.
Yeah, I can understand this.
Okay. So we'll go ahead. See, I want to show you how to print your presentations. So once we are done, we are going to choose Control P is the shortcut. We all know this. Or you could also go to File tab. See, you can go click here and choose to print. So as soon as you choose that, you get to see the preview of all the slides that you want to print from here. So it is giving you the preview of it. So it also has provided the options to make some changes the way it has to print. So if you have multiple printers, you'll choose from here. So which printer that you want to use to print it. So I'm not connected to any printer, so I'll just choose this. Fine. Next, print all slides. Say, suppose you want the entire presentation to be printed with all the slides, you can go for this. And you also have options to specify the slide numbers from which slide to which slide you want to take the printout. So that option is also available. Now, suppose I say from fifth slide to say eighth slide, I give this. So only four slides will be given. So five, six, seven, eight. Can you see this? So these are the four slides that I want to, because I have provided the range of slides that I want to print. Next, you also have options to print only the current slide. So we saw the custom range. Current slide is going to print only a single slide from this. Whichever I have selected, that slide gets printed. And again, how do you want to print it? Full page slides. See, this will print one single slide on the entire page. Okay, the next part, so you also have options to choose from here. See, within this, see, these are slide options, these are note pages options, and this is outline options. So now, full page slides, as I said, it will print the entire slide in single sheet that you choose. Now, if I want the notes that I have given, so let me choose another slide where we have provided notes. See, along with the slide, I also want the notes. This will be really helpful for you to prepare for the presentation. If you are taking printout for, let's say, preparing for it, or you want to share this with your audience after the presentation, you want this to be shared among your audience, you can use this. And also, so this outline is there. You just choose this. See, it only prints the outline part of your presentation, which has got all the slide content and the bullet points that you have included in it. This is also good for presentations, the preparation for the presentation. Say, you just want to go through the content of your entire presentation even before preparing, or you can keep it with you while presenting so that you will be kept reminded of. So for these reasons, you can take printout of this, the outline, and you have something known as handouts. Say, how do you want to print it? So whether it's a single slide on a sheet, you have an option to print up to 9 slides at once on a given sheet. Let's say on these slides you have all your product images and a little description about them. You can use this handout uh, option to choose, where you have all your products printed on the same sheet. So these things are really helpful. So you can reduce it also if you want a little bigger image or bigger the content to look a little bigger. You can reduce the number of slides getting printed on a single sheet. So these are the things. And see, it says frame the slides, scale to fit paper. So these arrangements you can choose from here. High quality, so that whatever is the content, it looks much clear. You can choose from these things. Okay. And next, orientation. How do you want your sheet to be oriented for printing these presentations? Click on it. See, the slides get printed on the sheet in this format based on the orientation that you choose. And if it is only for your preparation sake that you are printing these slides, go for grayscale so that a lot of ink is saved. So you are concentrating on the content and also on the flow of the slides. Let's say you don't require them to be printed in color, so you can choose here. So color will consume a lot of ink, a variety of ink, colored inks. So you can choose grayscale if it is only concentrating on the content of the slides. So pure black and white, grayscale. So you can choose these things. So header and footer section, if you have provided, so even that is also going to be included in this. Okay. We'll see this when I teach you how to give line spacing and header, footer, those things. But currently, these are the things that you have to remember while printing the presentation. Okay, is that clear to you, all of you?
Yes, Vidya, in outline, this is Sagu, in outline, in outline presentation
Mm-hmm.
or in outline view, if I change the content of the body, not the header, does that change automatically also?
Yes, yes, it does. Let me show you. I'm currently using this slide, let's say, with the content. Now, the tablet has 9000 mAh lithium ion battery. That's what is given here. Now, if I want to change it, let's say lithium ion battery, and it is replaceable, let's say, you can see it is going to get edited right in the slide as well. So if whatever you edit in the outline, it gets edited in the slide as well. Whether it be the heading or the body of the present slide, it gets edited. Whatever you can see over here in the outline section, all these things can be edited. So it's vice versa. It has connection to your slide as well as the outline.
Why I asked you this question, because yesterday I was trying to, you know, change something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was not able to change the inner part of the body. So
Okay.
is it linked to some property function also? You have to enable some tab for it. That is why I've asked you this.
No, nothing as such. But I guess it is because of the placeholder or a separate text box. See, this is typed directly in the placeholder that was available on it, available on the slide. So let us see if we can change it even after inserting a separate text box of ours. Let's say I drew it, and here I'll say, so this you can't see it in the outline. Did you just observe that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this cannot be edited. But if it is a placeholder, so like when I insert a new slide, I get to see some placeholder. If it is within the placeholder, yes, it will be visible on the outline also, and you can edit it. So this is the reason we should be careful while choosing to give text box. It doesn't allow you to edit it through the outline. You have to go to the slide and edit it there. I think you have to check whether it's a placeholder where you typed or it's a separate text box.
That is perfect. That's a very critical observation, right? And
Yeah,
this is,
but the option is to follow the placeholder thing.
yeah,
Anyway, yeah.
that's good knowledge. And secondly, I had a slide from my company. I was trying to change the design for it, right? Not
Mm-hmm.
relevant to this particular topic.
Okay.
With that, I was trying to change the design for it, but
Hmm.
the design for the entire slides were, when I was implementing or clicking on a particular design,
Yeah.
the, the design was not applied in the total slides. It was applied to a particular selected slide.
Yes, yes. So I yesterday also I guess you asked the same question of changing the font size of a header, this thing, title placeholder in the entire presentation. You want to change the size or font name. So in that case, we require this master slide option. So it's a
Oh,
detailed
okay,
chapter that
sorry,
I'll be teaching you.
sorry for jumping the gun.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm just reminding you that it will be definitely taught to you in the master slide option. So I want you to go through the basic options that are already available in the PowerPoint, and I'll show you that master slide preparation where you can just customize with just changing the master. So, and whatever you change in the master, it gets applied to entire presentation. So whether it be the size of the font or its color, the name. So there are so many things that you can change there. So it is the the biggest customizing option that PowerPoint provides us. That I'll teach you
That's fine. So I'm again taking a clarity that when you implement a design, or
there.
you want a particular design to be applied to your slides, to
Yes.
all slides,
Hmm.
that is also a functionality of the master section, not the normal design. I'll just go to normal design tab, and if I, you know,
Yeah,
apply
yeah.
it,
See,
will not.
I can show you here. So currently you see in all slides we have our icon printed. So this is due to the master slide that we have prepared. Let me show you the master. And anyways, as I said, I'll be teaching you how to prepare it all by yourself later. So we'll go for this view section. You can see something known as slide master here. So when you click on it, you get to see the master. See, in the master, you have to make all those changes that you want. So these are the slide layouts available for the master. See this one. Now, whatever you apply to the slide master, it gets changed. So let me show you here. I want to change this to suppose, so I'll choose title and content slide. So this one. So this one is the master. Whatever you apply on the master, it gets applied to all those things. So let's select. I'll go to home. I'll change it to suppose this. So because the change is evident, you can see it changed in all the slides over here. I just changed in one master and it changed in the entire presentation thing. All layouts get changed. So here I'll change this to, let's say, hmm, this one. So after you edit, just go back. So close the slide master view. So just say close slide master view. You can see the change is applied in every slide that we have. In the same manner, you want the particular design that you have applied on the slide to get applied to all the slides. All those things are done in Slide Master. Now you got an idea, Sabu?
Yes, Vedha.
Yeah. So this is what you wanted to know, right? Whether it is possible to change it this way, just by changing one particular place, so it gets applied to the entire presentation.
No,
And
that
yeah,
that I understand, Vidya. But I was talking about the design part of it. You had shown certain designs yesterday, right? There were so many designs. So
you mean to say these templates?
yeah, these templates. So for example, if I have a slide, right,
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
and then I have a presentation, and then I
Okay.
put a particular template, right? So
Okay.
the template was not getting applied to all slides in that particular presentation.
I need to check that, Sagu.
I'll
So
send.
if you can share that presentation, I can check what's the problem.
Yeah. So
Otherwise, when you choose it, it definitely gets applied to all the slides that you have.
yeah. So that was my basic question was, then there must be then I assume that there must be some property for it. So that is why I was clarifying. Now I'll send you that slide.
Yeah, sure. I'll check that and I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So any other doubts, guys, regarding this? You all are clear with it? Yes or no? I will just quickly move to other topics then.
I have a small question.
Yes, tell me.
When you add the new slide, so
Yes.
we'll have a borders or something grids in the slides, right?
Borders
In
like
the grids in the like
grids. Okay, okay.
So can we remove those grids and can we enter that text wherever we want? Is that possible?
So they are known as placeholders. I guess you are speaking about them,
Yes,
correct?
yes, yes,
So you mean to say these things?
yes, correct.
You can just choose them and press delete if you don't want them. Anyways, even if it is there, not to worry, because when you're presenting it, see, when I run the presentation in the slideshow mode, you don't see those placeholders. You get
Okay,
it? So you don't see this. But otherwise, let's say you don't want that particular placeholder to be visible to you, you can just select them and delete it. Okay? So did I
so
answer your question, or it
now,
was something else?
now after deleting, can we add any texts in the same slide?
After deleting this,
Yes,
you want to add something else.
yes.
You can choose to provide a text box. You just go to home tab, you have all those here. You choose a text box. You can draw it in any format that you want. And within this text box, you can give any text that you want to.
Okay, got it.
Okay, but the problem with this is you don't get to see those things in the outline. So you go to view, you give the outline. See, in the outline, you don't see this text.
Okay,
Do you get this? So that's the reason we recommend you to choose placeholder to give your text or anything that you want to. So that it is visible to you in the outline also. Okay, but otherwise you have some extra thing that you want to provide, or you want to modify it according to your wish, you want to place the text wherever you want to, then definitely choose text box, insert it and use it anywhere that you want
got it.
to. Okay,
Thank you.
fine. So any other doubts regarding managing the slides and these things, people?
Pictures will not be visible, right, in that outline view.
Outline, see, Rishika, the outline's purpose is to only look at the content.
Content. Okay, only the
Yes.
text.
Yes, only the slide
Okay.
content. Content, yes, even the images are content, but yes, images will not be visible in the outline view. It's only what you type or the
Okay.
title of that slide will be visible to you in the outline. In case you want the images also, I recommend you to choose notes page, which let you see the slide as well as what notes you want to make.
Okay.
Okay, so you
Okay.
can use this. Outline is just to know the flow of it. What will be the next slide's content. You can see all that in the same window. That's
Uh,
the use of it.
okay. You go to that insert command, and you go for a new slide. No, in that there will be what is it? You can type in it. Yeah. Imagine the two content. Second one, done
Okay,
one. Yeah.
I'll choose
Here
that.
you have to paste something. I mean, like picture or image or something. And
Mhm.
if I type in that, will that be visible in outline view?
See, here you want to insert an image, correct? I'll
Yeah.
insert an
Yeah.
image now. So let's do it. Let us. Uh, I'll take one of that. I'll say I'll choose this. So this is an image, and you want to type something in the next
Yes.
section. Let's say
Yeah.
online training sessions. See, you can see that here
Visible. Okay.
in the outline also. But
Okay.
you can see right after this there is nothing printed.
Okay.
Okay, if your text was in this place, say suppose
Hmm.
I'll delete this. So here I type something. It gets visible over here.
Okay.
1 and 2.
Okay.
Which section you're looking at, even that is going to be visible. Since there was a picture given, it did not show you this 1 and 2. So it
Okay.
is
Okay.
only
That
going
will
to,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. So any other questions on this?
No.
No? All are clear with it? Okay, I'll quickly show you how to present your presentation. So what are the options that we have? We delete this slide. Okay. So suppose I want to present, I want to deliver this presentation to my audience. We have options over here in the quick access toolbar. Either you can choose from here, or in the status bar you have an option. You can also choose to press F5 and this presentation starts from the first slide. So while presenting, see, you have so many other things that you might require while presenting. All those tools are available to you. You just hover. So can you make out these buttons that I am trying to select? Are you able to see that?
Yes, Satya.
Okay, so you just have to click on them. So these are navigation buttons. You also have option to, choose this pen, highlighter, lighter, so laser point. So let me choose something with content. Yes. So now I can either use a laser pointer, so which enables the audience to, to draw their attention to a particular point on the slide. I can use this laser pointer. Or suppose, let's say you want to make some marking, or press escape, you will get back to the mouse button. So again, click on it. So you want to choose pen, choose this. You can say 5 MP camera, you want to highlight this. So be careful while drawing. So it will be a little clumsy, I understand, while using the mouse. But if you want to highlight it to your audience, you can use the pen tool. So these are the presentation tools that are available. And suppose so you want to get back to this mouse selection. So mouse as the cursor, just press escape. So it is asking me whether you want to keep your ink annotations or discard it. So if you want them, you can keep it. So don't worry, you can delete them later also at any point of time. If you just say discard, it will be removed right away. Okay, these are the things. And I wanted to show you something more important. So that is, look at all slides. See, you want to quickly present, you want to quickly jump to a different section in your presentation. So let's say you're running short of time, you are concentrating only on the slides which are more important to you. You can just choose to see all slides at once and directly jump to whichever slide you want to explain. So you can get these options by even right clicking. Just right click on the window anywhere. See, you get to see all the options that were there. So you see all slides will take you here. You choose any particular slide, you can jump to it immediately. And zoom in. See, you can display a part of your slide. So it's like spotlighting. So throwing a spotlight on the content of your slide, where exactly you want to zoom in. And you can also get back to it. Just press escape, it will come back to the normal view. So from the zoom view of it. Next, show presenter view. See, this is very helpful when you have a, a secondary monitor connected. You are projecting it on a different screen. Then this presenter view is very helpful. Let me choose it. See, the presenter view allows you to look at, take care of all these things in the back end. while the audience will be looking only at your particular slide that is visible, the slide that you're displaying. You can, handle things in the back end like this. So you know which is the next slide that's going to appear, what are the notes, so you can quickly run through it. And you also have, you can see the timings as well, like how long you have been concentrating on the same slide. And you also have this laser pen, all those options over here also. And zoom option, see all slides, all those are available here. Okay, now let's say I want some other thing to be displayed while I am presenting. Let's say, right click on it. So you want to show some other file, or let's say a web browser. You want to access them while you are presenting the presentation. So you just go click on show taskbar. Whatever is pinned on your taskbar, you can choose to display it. Let's say I want this browser to appear. So over here, I want to show all mobile brands. So I'll just choose images. So I want to display these to my audience, let's say. You can keep this ready, and whenever you want to display them, you can quickly choose to display them like this. So only this window will be visible to your audience in that case. So it could be some other file also. And still your presentation is on. You don't have to worry about it. Just get back to it. Okay. Click on the PowerPoint slide. See, it will again get back to this. So this taskbar option is to show some other windows that are present that you want to display to your audience apart from the presentation. For that you can use this. So pointer option we already saw. And let's say you want to close in between. So either you can run through till the end of the presentation and then stop, or let's say you are about to stop it in between, either press escape or just say end slideshow over here, or you can just right click and say end this show. It will get back to this normal view. Okay, these are all the tools that are available. And I also want to show you a few things in the slideshow tab. Just go there. You have something known as set up the slideshow. Click on it. See over here, you have options presented by a speaker. So show type, how exactly you want to show. And you have a lot of options. Loop continuously until escape, so which keeps your presentation looping forever, so until you press escape. Okay, show without narration, without animation. So there are so many things that you can choose from here. And also you can choose to display only specific slides. I have 1 to 24 slides. I want to display only, let's say 5 to 10. So only these 6 slides I want to display, 5th slide to 10th slide. So only that will be displayed. Even that is possible. How do you want to advance the slides? Whether it is manually, see if you are presenting it, well and good. You choose manually only, let it be. So otherwise you can choose the timings. You remember we gave that while giving the transitions. So the same thing. So using timings if present. If it is present, the timings will be used. If not, you have to advance it manually. Okay. I'll just say all. Yeah. Multiple monitors, slideshow monitor. How do you want to choose? So use presenter view. So if only if you keep this checked, you can get to see the presenter view that we just saw. Okay. So these are the options that you can choose. And also, let's say you can rehearse your presentation and record the slideshow so that you can play it again and check where you're missing something, and you can make corrections in your narration part. So how you're going about the presentation, whether you want to make some changes. So there will be some seminars to be given, and they are timed seminars. Let's say you have to complete your topic within 20 minutes. So you can rehearse at that point of time, like how long are you concentrating on each slide, how long it is taking for each slide. You can see the rehearse timings for it, and you can also record your slideshow. So there are so many options over here. Hide the slide. So you don't want few slides to be visible to your audience. You can choose those slides and hide them. Suppose I don't want the entire Nokia product to be visible. So I'll just choose those slides. Let's say this product, I don't want it to be visible. I'll hide it. So if you hide, so sorry. See, if you hide it, so that particular slide will not be visible in your slideshow. So it's the 14th slide, and let's say 15th. I'll hide this one also. We removed those sections, otherwise we could have applied it on the entire thing. I don't want to show these Nokia products, let's say. Choose the slides and hide it. See, this option is really helpful in saving your time. So I have seen people removing those slides, adding into a different presentation, so that the slides which are not relevant, they should not be popped up. So for those things, you don't have to remove those slides from your presentation. You can just keep it hidden, so that at the time of presentation, these will not appear. Let me run it. So I am using the slideshow. You can see, you will see only Samsung and Micromax. You don't see the slides that were hidden. So that's the advantage of this hiding the slide. Okay, you can use these options so that at the time of presenting, you don't have the slides which are irrelevant at that point of time. So they don't come up, and you don't have to worry about them being seen by the audience. Okay, so are you all clear with these slideshow options that we have?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, so guys, I'll end the session. I'll stop recording.